Hello and welcome from International House Vilnius and Work in Lithuania today. We have amazing speaker today from Work in Lithuania, our partner project as well. The name of the speaker, as you also can see on the screen, is Karolina Zilvienė, and she's a business advisor, global talent at Work in Lithuania. And International House Vilnius is also the organizer of the workshop, and you can also see that the topic of the workshop is landing your dream job in Lithuania. So we will try today with Karolina to open you maybe some secrets, I don't know, some mystery box, how to maximize your opportunities and maybe provide some tips and tricks about interviewing and also applying for jobs, and we will talk about job market in Lithuania in general. So that is quite big, many subtopics we have today, so please stay tuned. And for sure, if you may have any questions, you can leave those in chat. We will be happy to answer those. And the workshop, as I mentioned, will be happening for the next 1.5 hours, and this couple minutes of the introduction also included to the duration of the workshop. Then we will have about 45 minutes from our speaker. We will be talking about all the materials prepared, and for sure we will have around 20 minutes to answer all your questions, including all the questions about the upcoming Land a Job event. I know that some participants are really eager to be on the event already. If I may, please, I would like to use this opportunity also to present in International House Vilnius to you, the organizer of today's workshop, and I'm the project manager of International House Vilnius. And in the house, we work on soft landing all the international talents in Vilnius. Wherever you are relocated from, we believe that you are the talent that is needed in Vilnius, and that for sure it's our goal to integrate you better, for you to be a part of Lithuanian society, and we believe you already are. So if you would like to know more, I suggest you also to go to the website, it's ihvilnius.lt. You can see all the services, because we use a network of different national agencies, and they can also help you on different bureaucratic topics. We have a tax service, a social security agency, also employment service, etc. You can schedule a meeting with them by choosing some specific service you would like to get, and a consultation, and for sure it's free of charge as well. Definitely we have different integration projects, it's different events, and also our different mentorship program, where you can meet a local mentor and get valuable support while relocating to Vilnius. You can read all about the program and also sign up right on our website. And for sure, the events, we have many of them happening in International House Vilnius. You can also see it in the sections events on our website, and also in our social media. So you can follow up all the updates we have. That was a short introduction from my side, and I would be happy to give the floor to our speaker and to start the presentation of a main topic that we all came for today. And just a reminder, please do not hesitate to write us in chat. I will be following it, and while Karolina will be presenting the topic. So the floor is yours, and I believe we will be very productive today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for introduction. It's really a pleasure for me to be here and with all of you today. We had Easter celebration recently in Lithuania, and usually it represents a new start, the new beginning. I believe that for many of you, it could be a perfect time to start building your career. So I'm so happy to know that some of you are already here in Lithuania, or consider it as your next destination. Soon you will understand why I'm so excited about it. So my name is Karolina Zilvienė, and I'm business advisor for global talent at Work in Lithuania team. My team was created 5 years ago with the main purpose to act as a link between people from other countries looking to land their dream jobs and local companies keen to hire specialists from abroad. As you see, my direct job is to connect foreign talents with local companies. This is why I'm so happy that we have so many of you today. During the meeting, I will convince you that there are plenty of career opportunities that are open for talent like you are. We'll provide you examples of the best places to search for a job. We'll share insights about the best practices in passing the selection process and maximizing your opportunities to land your dream job in Lithuania. So when planning your career, there are several important factors to consider. First, your interest and passion. Consider what you enjoy doing and what motivates you. It's important to choose a career path that aligns with your interest and passion so that you can find fulfillment in your work. Your skills and strengths are important. Assess your skills and strengths and identify the career that can best leverage them. This will help you choose a career path that you can excel and make a significant impact. Understand the educational and training requirements for the careers you are interested in. Determine if you need to acquire additional skills or credentials to succeed in your chosen field. For you as foreigners, it's important to understand the local job market trends. Research job market trends to understand which industries and occupations are growing and which are declining. This will help you choose a career path that is in demand and has a promising future. Of course, salary and benefits. Consider the potential salary and benefits of your chosen career path. It's important to choose a career that provides adequate financial security and benefits. Lithuanian market is booming from the variety of fast-growing as well as well-established companies. A lot of international industry players, Fortune 500 companies, as well as local startups are in Lithuania. It means that you have plenty of the best options to choose from. You can select to grow your career in finance, gaming, software development industry that are thriving in Lithuania. Here are some of the names that you can see. I'm sure you recognize, at least some of them. In fintech, we have a lot of international companies, as Lithuania is number 10 in fintech industry globally. Those 260 plus companies employ more than 7,000 people, and on average have 13% of foreigners. Gaming industry giants like Unity have their teams in Lithuania. Wargaming has an office with more than 1,000 people. In total, more than 120 gaming companies have their offices in Lithuania with around 3,000 people and still growing. So hundreds of exciting career opportunities awaits you. Majority of the companies that you see here have English as their internal language. It makes it easy for a foreigner to integrate. I had experience working at NASDAQ, Revel, Western Union.
I didn't understand that.
Those fast-growing companies that are global and have welcoming culture. For example, Western Union, more than 60 different nationalities working. Those are diverse and welcoming organizations. Good name and reputation of your future employer is important, but it's not enough. Salary matters as well, doesn't it? Would like to give you a hint on average monthly salaries gross that you can earn. Probably you know that minimum salary in Lithuania is 840 euros gross. By law, in Lithuania, all the job adverts must include the salary offered. It makes it much easier for you to compare the jobs and organizations. It brings clarity if the role is junior or senior. So here are examples of salaries at different level of seniority. Junior roles usually already require some experience, maybe a year, 2. And what are the best paid jobs? Yeah, of course, it's software engineering, but as well with extra language skills. I wonder if you know how to calculate the net amount after taxes, because those are gross salaries presented. So please note that you have to deduct about 40% for taxes to get a net amount. For those of you who came as foreign students or plan to come as foreign students from non-EU countries, I would like to highlight as well that you should pay attention to some legal matters. We have changed the regulations recently that bachelor students can have a full-time job. It means 40 hours per week, the same as master students in doctor grade. As well, when you finish your studies, you can apply for temporary residence permit, 12 months to stay here to look for your dream job. And I believe many of you already know the benefits of talking with a dedicated specialist at International House Vilnius. If you need some personal advice, I really recommend to contact International House Vilnius. All the success stories here that we have of foreigners employed in companies, as a rule, they had partnership there. So I believe now you are convinced that we have plenty of well-paid opportunities waiting for you. But what are the best places to look for a job? Of course, it's Work in Lithuania website. And why? Why I'm sure that that's the best place. We have 3 main reasons for that. All the job posts are in English. All the jobs are qualified ones, it means good ones. And all the companies that post are open for foreign talent. All our partners, they say, yes, we want people from other countries. So let's look at the website and explore it a little bit. So let's go directly to it. So what I recommend for you, because for you it's important to know what are the companies which are friendly and open for foreigners, go to this button and see who is hiring. So basically here you can access all the list of our partners. And as you see, they have plenty of opportunities. AmerisourceBergen, this is Fortune 500. I wonder, it's number 9 company, really a big and fast-growing employer. I believe they have already 20 different nationalities working. And this quarter employed about 5 international people. So very good example, as well as NASDAQ or Adform and other companies. If the company has no advertisements yet, no open positions, you can always contact the company directly. But as I said, this is the way for you to get the full list of companies open for foreigners. And now, of course, you can browse the jobs, the open position. It depends what kind of job you are looking for. So today we have more than 200 options for you. I would recommend to select the criteria that's important. Maybe you are looking for a job in accounting, maybe analytics, engineering, HR, or other. So here you can really filter the jobs in the relevant field. Maybe you would like just to kick off your career and would like to look at the entry-level specialists that maybe require no experience from before. Easily you can, or look at the specialist that here in Lithuania we currently have. As well, here we have different roles, as you see account manager or product marketing manager. The salary range is always indicated. It's a must. A lot of great opportunities. So please visit our website and really check the list of the companies as well as the job opportunities. So what are the next steps for you then to do? Please register on our platform, complete the profile, and apply for the jobs. Maybe some of you already are on the platform. To summarize the benefits for you, as I have mentioned, those almost 300 companies are open for international talents. All the job posts are in English, and those are qualified jobs that are posted. Here are some other job sites for you to explore. Do they look familiar for you? For example, Meet Frank is an application for you to download and explore. LinkedIn is one of the main sources for the jobs here in Lithuania. I hope all of you are on LinkedIn. If not, this is a homework for you for today, for the rest of the week. Create a strong profile there. So when exploring job sites, it's important to be strategic and efficient in your approach to maximize your chances of finding relevant job opportunities. Here are some tips on how to effectively explore job sites. So identify reputable job sites. Here we have a list. There are numerous job sites available online, so it's important to identify reputable ones that are known for listing legitimate job opportunities. Use advanced search options. Job sites often have advanced search options that allow you to narrow down your job search based on criteria such as location, job title, industry experience level, and so on. Utilize these advanced search options to refine your job search and save time. Set up job alerts. Many job sites allow you to set up job alerts based on your criteria. This way, you'll receive email notification when new jobs that match your preferences are posted, allowing you to stay updated on the latest opportunities. Create a profile. Really consider creating a profile on reputable job sites to showcase your skills, experience, and qualification to potential employer. This can increase your visibility and make it easier for employers to find you. Research employers. Before applying for jobs, research the employers listed on the job sites to learn more about their company culture, values, reputation. This can help you make informed decisions and target your application to companies that align with your career goals. They are organized. This is very important. Keep track of the jobs you have applied to, including the job titles, application dates, and any other relevant details. This can help you stay organized and follow up on your applications in a timely manner. Protect your privacy. Be cautious about sharing sensitive personal information on job sites and avoid providing information such as your social security number or financial details unless necessary. Protect your privacy and only share information that is relevant to the job application process. Please be persistent. Finding the right job can take time, so please be persistent and keep searching regularly. Check job sites regularly for new opportunities and follow up on your applications. Stay positive and keep refining your job search strategy. By following these tips, you can effectively explore job sites and increase your chances of finding relevant job opportunities that align with your career goals. Remember to be proactive and stay organized to make the most out of your job search efforts. Here is the list of the biggest and well-known recruitment agencies. Look what they have to offer. and I would like to share some tips how effectively communicate with the recruitment agencies. Follow the agency preferred communication method. Some agencies may have specific preferred method of communication, such as email, phone, or online forms. Follow their preferred method and provide all the necessary information they require. Be responsive and prompt. Respond to communication from the recruitment agency in a timely manner. This shows your commitment and interest in the job search. Keep the lines of communication open and respond promptly to any inquiries or requests for additional information. Provide necessary documentation. If the recruitment agency requires any documentation from you, such as CV, cover letter, or other supporting documents, make sure to provide them promptly in the requested format. Clarify expectations. Clearly communicate your expectations regarding the job search process, including preferences for job roles, location, salary, and other relevant details. Discuss any specific requirements or preferences you may have. And of course, follow up with the recruitment agency to check on the progress of your job search and to inquire about any updates or feedback from potential employers. This demonstrates your proactive approach and commitment to the job search process. So I believe now you know all the good places to search for the job. You remember our portal, other job portals, and agencies. Are there any specifics how to succeed in Lithuania and not to fail the recruitment process? First of all, of course, have a good CV. Here are some tips for writing a good CV. Make sure your CV is tailored to the specific job you are applying for. This means highlighting the skills and experiences that are most relevant to the job. Keep it concise, one page. Make sure your CV is clear, concise, and easy to read. Avoid using overly complex language or lengthy paragraphs. Use bullet points to organize your experiences and make your CV easy to scan. Highlight your achievements instead of just listing your responsibilities. Highlight your achievements and how you made a difference in your previous role. Include a personal statement to give an overview of your qualification, skills, and experiences. Include relevant information such as your education, work experience, skills, and any relevant certifications or awards. Use keywords relevant to the job in your CV, such as software or technical skills, to make sure CV is picked up by application tracking system. Use a professional format, clean and simple layout that is easy to read and looks polished. Here you can see, I recommend a couple of places where you can find really good formats to use. When you prepare your CV, check for errors. Make sure your CV is free of spelling and grammatical errors that can make a bad impression and increase your chances in getting the job. Update regularly. Keep your CV up to date with your latest experience and achievements to ensure that it's always current. By following these tips, your CV will be well organized, easy to read, and will effectively showcase your qualifications and experience. So when you submit your CV and application, usually you have the whole interviewing process. Not in all cases do candidates know how long they will be in the recruitment process. The answer is usually not more than 1.5 months from applying to getting an offer. This is because the standard process usually consists of 2 interviews, one of which in most cases, the first one is focused more on the soft skills and getting a general impression about the candidates, and vice versa. This is possibility for you to learn more about the company. The second interview is usually a technical or situational interview where more details about the previous experience and future perspectives are discussed. Prior to the second interview, homework is not that uncommon, And in some cases, an additional interview is held, where, for example, the direct supervisor of the hiring manager would meet you. In big corporations, it's often that the department lead has all the final interviews. Sometimes in the startups, the CEO is interviewing everyone. So after these steps, the offer follows. In my experience, maybe the shortest time from the application to the offer was 1 week. When I extended offer to a candidate, some organizations like Bitte telecommunication company has practiced hire the same day. So basically they extend an offer during the interview, but sometimes all the recruitment process can take as well 6 months. What about the feedback? Do you think you get a call when you do not pass the interview? Really, not always. I would say that in 90% of cases, you will get no feedback. So be ready to follow up on that. So how do you prepare for a job interview? Majority of the interviews are regular, no funny or inappropriate questions. Some funny examples from my experience when candidates were asked to sing a song during the final interview. I was surprised how good they are with singing. You can always, of course, say no to such an exercise. Another hiring manager was always trying to create a stressful situation for the candidates because of the nature of the job in the help desk. But what are the questions you prepare for? Here is the list of the most common questions. What is the most difficult question for you? You can think beforehand, but answering job interview questions effectively can help you make a good impression and increase your chances of getting the job. Here are some tips for answering those questions. First of all, be prepared. Research the company and position beforehand. Review the job postings and your resume. Think about how your skills and experience align with the job requirements. Listen carefully. Listen to the question carefully and take a moment to organize your thoughts before answering. Do not rush. Use specific examples from your past experience to back up your answers. This will make your answers more concrete and demonstrate your qualifications. Show enthusiasm for the position and the company. Express your interest in the role and explain how you can contribute to the company's goal. Be honest in your answers, but also focus on the positive. If you have had a negative experience in the past, frame it in a way that shows how you learned from it and grew as a professional. Keep your answers concise and to the point. Avoid rambling or providing unnecessary information. Show your fit. Show how your qualifications, skills, and experience align with the position in the company, culture, and how you will be a good fit for the team. Follow up after the interview. Make sure to follow up with a thank you note or an email to the interviewer. By following these tips, you will be able to answer interview questions in a clear, concise, and confident manner that will demonstrate your qualifications and enthusiasm for the position. But there are several common mistakes that candidates make during job interview. Maybe you remember some from your experience. First of all, not researching the company before the interview. It's a very common mistake that candidates make. It's important to know the company's mission, values, and what the company does before the interview. Being unprepared for an interview is another common mistake. This includes not having a copy of your resume, not knowing your job history, or not having examples of your work to show the interviewer. Appearing disinterested, not appearing interested in the position of the company can be a major turnoff for your employers. You should come across as excited and motivated to work for the company. Speaking poorly of your previous employer or colleagues during an interview can give the impression that you may speak negatively about the company you are interviewing for if you were to join them. Not asking any questions can make it appear that you are not genuinely interested in the position or the company. Of course, being late for an interview can give the impression that you're not reliable or dependable. Dressing inappropriately for an interview can make a bad impression on the employer. Being overly negative about your current or past job experiences can give the impression that you are not a positive and productive employee. Not following up after the interview can make it appear that you are not genuinely interested in the position. So avoiding these common mistakes can help you make a better impression and increase your chances of getting the job. And what's special about Lithuania? How do you find the local people from those who already met? Think a little bit, or maybe about stereotypes, how we are here. Usually we hear that we can be described as shy, maybe quiet, modest, formal sometimes. So what would be an inappropriate behavior in Lithuania specifically? So I would like to highlight that it's important to be not over-assertive, not pushing, because this might create resistance. On another hand, writing emails like, "Hi, please help me, I need a job," it's as well unprofessional, lacks positivity and assertiveness. Because you have to introduce yourself, show that you know the company, highlight your fit. When you do not have specific experience, and it's not a good answer, "I have no experience with this program, but I will learn it quickly." Please provide some examples and evidence. For example, for my research study, I had to use a new program. I learned it in 2 days and became an expert. As well, please do not be vague about the salary expectations. As you know, we post the salaries or the salary ranges, so be prepared. Check the range, state the sum. If you are not stating the minimum of the range indicated, you can state that you are open for negotiations as well, so you do not close the door. And really, please keep a track of the companies you're applying to. I have heard so many times such a bad comment that I'm applying to so many companies that I do not remember what kind of company you are, what kind of job you had to offer. There are as well some other behaviors that can negatively impact your chances of getting the job. Again, arriving late to the interview. Here in Lithuania, it's not Spain or another country. We prefer to be on time. Again, dressing inappropriately. It's better to dress a little bit more formal than informal or with revealing clothing. Being rude or disrespectful to the interviewer or other employees, it's no-go here. Failing to maintain eye contact as well could be negative. Again, speaking negatively about former employers or colleagues. Here we are noticing that. Interrupting the interviewer, not allowing them to finish their questions. As well, being unprepared, not having researched the company or the job role. Again, lying and exaggerating about qualification, skills, or experiences. As well, going off topic. It's important for a candidate to be professional, respectful during a job interview in Lithuania and make a good impression and increase your chances of being hired. The best training to pass a job interview involves a combination of preparation, practice, and confidence. Here are some key areas to focus on. Practice common interview questions. Anticipate common interview questions and practice your responses. Be prepared to answer questions related to your qualifications, work experience, problem-solving skills, teamwork, and other relevant competences. Practice your responses in a confident and concise manner. Prepare specific examples from your past experience to back up your answer. So this was one. Then please prepare thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer about the company, team, and role. This shows your genuine interest in the position and the company and allows you to gather important information to make an informed decision. And the best training, of course, to mock interviews. Consider conducting mock interviews with a friend, mentor, or career coach to simulate the interview experience and receive feedback on your performance. Mock interviews can help you identify areas for improvement and build your confidence. And as well, manage your stress. Job interviews can be stressful. They must be stressful if you are genuinely interested in the job. So practice stress management techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, and positive self-talk. Take care of yourself leading up to the interview by getting enough sleep, eating well, and staying hydrated. To boost your motivation, I would like to provide you with an example of Stefano. He built his career from zero here in Lithuania to the lead position of one of the gaming companies. So let's Stefano speak.
I didn't know.
Here we are.
To go further in life, to try something new, you need space, you need to be heard, you need to be given an opportunity, and Lithuania gives you just that. So I came 9 years ago through European Volunteering Service. There was this project in Kaunas looking for a climbing teacher, and I was very much into climbing at the time. So that's how I came. After the year of this project, I thought, what should I do overall? And even though I had a degree in civil engineering, I decided to look around. And I found a job in AdTech in Vilnius. Thanks to my language skills, I got a position in customer success. And there I learned how to run campaigns. I learned a lot about digital advertising overall. Within just 2 years, I actually made already a few steps and I became the team lead for the whole Italian market support. In Lithuania, if you put the work in it and you're committed and serious, you really get the chance to get promoted and to move forward. By now, I think I changed my position 4 times, which is quite a lot. There are so many options. If you want to change something, you want to kickstart a new career, you will always find plenty of opportunities, and they're quite easily reachable. I started in Tututuns in quality assurance, which in a game company means a game tester. And I was spending my day playtesting games, looking for bugs, hunting them, and actually even fixing them, because I could directly go inside the engine of the game and actually apply some graphic adjustments to it. And by now, I changed my job already pretty much. Currently, I'm focused on overseeing the teams that work in user acquisition and ad monetization, and making sure that they can reach their goals, the business goals that we defined. And making sure that they also grow personally and professionally in the company. And at the same time, I'm as well looking into the data, looking into the numbers, mostly the revenue and the spend that we have, and making sure that everything goes as I believe it should be going. When I first arrived in Lithuania, I would tell people back home that in 10 years, Lithuania will grow so much. And that is really because people here are always looking for growth opportunities, whether it is in their personal life, of course, career opportunities, overall economical growth for themselves. And all this together really contributes to a very, very fast-paced growth. When people ask me about Kaunas and Vilnius, which one I like more, I usually stay silent. because I lived in both cities, and I can say that both are charming in their own way. Yes, they have their differences. Vilnius is so busy and seems running all the time, and Kaunas it's more calm, but also more cozy. And for that, it always made it easy for me to kind of live in this city.
Hey,
Really impressive story. Imagine yourself instead of Stefano. There are plenty of opportunities for your career here, but success, you own it. You know the places where to find the job, the best ways to present yourself. Please do not be passive. Be proactive. Your future is in your hands. And when you succeed, let us know. So thank you a lot. It was a
Yes,
pleasure.
thank you also very much. I hope that you can also see me, participants, I mean. So let me know. And thank you very much, Carolina, for such an inspiring presentation. I also listened to you carefully, and I see already we having some questions from participants. So I will let them speak. Let's call it in this way. So for sure, I already see some questions about the upcoming Calendar Job event. So for sure, I will answer those. And if you have any questions, like what company is participating, how to prepare, please do not forget that in Facebook, in Facebook event, in the discussion, we every day write posts and informing you all about the event and all the companies participating. For sure, and we can put some questions into practice, I believe. So I will read those, and then I will ask also our meeting speaker to answer. So sure, just a second. So yes, a question was about getting a job in Lithuania without Lithuanian diploma or any knowledge of Lithuanian language. A person has, it's Daria, she has a humanitarian visa D, and she's already in Lithuania, but sure, no Lithuanian language or Lithuanian diploma. Does it matter, and what are the chances actually to get the job? Let's discuss.
So I can say you have a very good chances. As you saw, at least the list of 300 companies working with Lithuania partners that employ people without language skills. So actually, great chances. And Lithuanian diploma, you do not need it. Of course, it depends upon the role that in general, there might be maybe some requirements to have a diploma if you are going to, let's say, pharmacy sector or more specific, but no problem at all.
Thank you very much. And yes, I also would like to add on top that if it's some, specific jobs like a doctor, let's say, or a lawyer, then there is a need, yes, to like convert and confirm your diploma, and you can always ask employment service for consultations. We also have them in the International House Wellness working and consulting. So if it's those categories of diplomas where you need to confirm your qualification, right, then you need just to convert diploma. There is no need to have a Lithuanian one, but just to convert it. For all other, like let's say working in a companies, there is no need for you to do anything, to get any permission related to the diploma in education. So just your experience. So I suggest to move on as well for the next question. So I will go gradually as we have it from participants, and the question we had from a land a job event. So, and if you need to bring something with you. So for those who do not know, in a couple days, our land a job in Vilnius career fair approaches. It is an event where you can meet different employers. We have them all posted in our Facebook, in International House Vilnius Facebook. In the event, we have 30 companies confirmed their participation, which I'm really happy about it. So there's a diversity of different possibilities. And a question was what to bring to the event. So do not forget that still you meet the employer. So I would recommend you to apply all the practical tips you just heard from Carolina. So dress up, please stay hydrated. Also, yes, bring your CV, for sure, bring your business card, and really consider it as a live interview and a meeting with your potential employer. Read about the employer and for sure, follow up us in social media to learn more about all the companies, and you can also find them on Work in Lithuania portal. Many of them also will be joining us soon. So yes, please use all the practical tips, do and don'ts. And I also have related question from the registration form we had also about the CV, because you touched this topic, Carolina, a bit. So like tips and tricks. So we had a question, does it matter what is the design, colors, style, for the CV? Does it matter for the screening when in HR see it? Because I know you have some experience working in recruitment processes. So maybe we can cover this about the CV. How should it look, the perfect one?
Yeah, and as we will share, I believe, some information to the participants, you're going to have those links where you can find the ideal formats that are prepared. So I really recommend to use those because they are up to date. They are not very old style. So I would say that if you are applying for a designer role, then I would expect your CV to be more colorful with Instagrams or with some graphics and so on. If not, just please, it's better to keep it professional, but informative and up to date.
Okay, and one page, I believe, right? So it should be
The best.
Yeah. So
By the
yeah,
way,
if you have.
I just wanted to mention there are some maybe jobs that do not fit into one page. For example, if you are applying to a project manager role, usually you have to unfold your experience and present a lot of bullet points about what exactly you have done. But then still, at least the summary, the main overview at the very beginning, it should be included, and it's organized in such a way that all the document is easy to scan for an eye.
So to sum up, it's better to have two versions, right? Than one a long one where you have all your like experiences and right and projects, and then another just a summary, right? And use it in different cases.
It depends. It depends on the job. It depends because, for example, if you have even 20, I don't know, or more years of accounting experience, maybe there is no point for you to create too long CV because it's clear. But maybe if those who are more senior roles and you think that you have to mention something that is very tailored to the job you're applying to, then better expand on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
Good. General recommendation would be one pager, but with some exceptions.
Okay, so as I said, different company, different CV, right? It's also a rule to have different versions. So yeah, let's proceed with the next question, and it's about the relocation support. So we have Jose, and so he applied from a different country. He's not in Lithuania yet, and he applied for different countries in Lithuania that have Spanish as a work option, but there is no work document for him yet. And the question, if the companies are willing to suggest some support with relocation and the document processes, I think it's a really important question, and you can answer it since you work with all these like big companies. How frequently they suggest relocating support?
So as a rule, all the companies who are open for foreign talent, they provide all the support with the documentation. So because an employer as well must provide some information, mediation letter to migration. So without employer, you won't do that. So all the companies do that. But then there are different levels of support. And not all the companies, but some of them offer relocation packages. One of the companies that was on the top from my list was Citco, for example. They have relocation package, or Wargaming extensive relocation package, when you get even the sum one-time payment amount for your expenses, but as well they buy you a ticket. Of course, they pay for the translations if needed of the documents or all the migration procedures, and even they provide maybe some living for the beginning of your career in Lithuania.
Okay, and then a following question for me, I think will pop up also in some heads. So you as a worker in Lithuania, do you provide any consultations, any help on different employers? Because you definitely know the market, so you just listed us some companies that you know have relocation packages. So maybe do you provide any support like this?
So actually, we consult organizations.
Mhm.
We work one-on-one with organizations and with the talents. What we do, we actually put all the relevant information on our website regarding the migration process, all the other benefits that you can get when relocating to Lithuania, and some useful tips as well, so that you can find on our portal or during events like that.
Okay, thank you very much. And then I should mention that if you're looking for some relocation support, and also if you're already in Lithuania, you need some support with the first steps and maybe consultation on some migration issues, etc., you can always consult with us in International House Vilnius. As well, we will help you. So now you also know that some part of information you can find at Work in Lithuania website, and for sure we will provide some if needed. Let's go to the next question is how do I know when to reapply for a company and whether it just isn't worth trying again? So then trying again couple times applying to one company, is it worth it? Yeah, I will just try to explain a bit more the question. So let's say you really want to work in some company and you get rejection or maybe no response. And is it worth it to try again and just apply and apply and apply until you get, yes, or just a feedback, or it's just a waste of time?
Of course, it's very important to prepare before you make your first application. And I would recommend to be persistent, but, to some degree, because from my experience, I had candidates that apply a lot, but they apply basically to every open role in organization. So then you see that there is no clear focus. So it's almost like a no. So, but if you really have a relevant background and you present yourself in all the application to the role, I would recommend keep applying, but in a assertive, professional manner.
Okay, thank you very much. And I do remember that you also mentioned during your presentation that it's about 90% when you apply, you are not getting feedback. But is it really laconic to do? Like, is it normal? Because I do know that when you apply, you're not getting any feedback. But is it normal? Should the person be offended? How to read the sign? Maybe you can comment on this, about the no feedback thing.
Actually, usually at the end of the interview, everyone says, "We will contact you. We will let you know." But from the experience of the candidates, because there are so many different companies, and maybe not I really have enough time, that it's very common that you do not get any answer. So that's why I mentioned keep track where you are applying, and follow up. So it's very normal just to follow up and don't be disappointed if you get no feedback.
Okay, so
Nothing personal, just overloaded.
So two useful insights. First, list where you apply, right? Make some Excel, something, a date when you applied, and then a next date for the follow-up for you to do. So let's say once per 2 weeks, right? For sure, you can set the term, but nice idea, I'd say, to do it. And if we started to talking about also the follow-up, we had also one question during the registration, how long the recruitment process takes. So usually, like, is it normal that you can get an answer after like 2 months and to be hired after like 3 months? Because in different countries, in some countries it's 1 week and you get a response and that's it, and some it's longer. How it is in Lithuania, and what is the normal, period for all the recruitment process?
So actually, you have to be prepared to be in the recruitment process at least for 6 weeks, I would say. That would be on average. Some companies, for example, I think Vinted, they are very fast in coming back to you with the feedback, with the first invite. Don't be surprised if you get even invite after 3 months and so on. So sometimes it takes longer time. And there are some examples that really sometimes you can get even the same day and maybe even an offer during your first meeting and interview. But those are more like an exceptions. Think about 6-8 weeks. That would be normal.
Okay, thank you very much. I will go to the next questions. One was if we can get the presentation. So I would like to answer it as well. So usually when we will post the recording of the workshop that we have now, and for sure we will also have the presentation so that you can click on all the links and also check what we have presented today. And then we had one more question, which is more about self-employment. So I may answer it. It's job related, and the situation that a person is from Spain, working as a Spanish language tutor in Lithuania, and wish to increase the career. So for sure, in this case, there's a possibility for you to be a self-employed. You can have an individual activity or a business certificate. And to understand how does it work, I recommend you to schedule a meeting with the tax service. In Lithuania, it's VME, these 3 letters. So you can schedule a meeting also in International House Vilnius, and then during this 30 minutes, you can consult with the tax service specialist and understand how the taxes works, what the workload can be, and all other also details. And if you're interested, you can also just write to us. We have many workshops recorded about doing taxes, and individual activity already uploaded. So yes. And then I will move on again and be back with our speaker talking. So the question is, what is advice on rejection after a personality test? Is it possible to ask for some specific feedback?
Actually, I would always recommend to ask for the reasons. Why, just maybe explaining that you want to learn regarding your next step, to know where for you to focus, especially if there was a personality test conducted, really the ethics require that you provide feedback to the person that was doing the test. So this is a very valid reason. And usually personality tests are not the main criteria to select or to reject the candidate. Usually it's just an additional information. And for you, it would be really very good to have a more detailed feedback, what were the results. But as I said, I do not think, or at least professional companies do not base their decisions on personality tests only.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you for the advice, and I suggest to move to one more topic, subtopic, let's say. It's about talking about the salary, because our listeners, I believe, soon will join us on Land the Job, and the question may pop up because you said it is, important part. So maybe some advice as how to talk about salary. Is it normal in Lithuania to ask directly how much will I earn? And in general, how to ask and how to answer what salary you expect.
It's important that it's not your first question about the salary, because I had experience sometimes candidate, this is the first, it's a bad impression on the interviewer when you ask about the salary at the very beginning. As I said, here in Lithuania, we have an advantage that usually salaries are posted. And basically, this is a very legit question about the salary. I would recommend it to put among other questions when you are interested about the maybe career opportunities, what are the salary review process, and what is the salary for this job, what are the ranges for junior experienced, and yeah, that's a very legit question. But usually you have this information up front, and it's important to check it, know it, and do your research. What are other companies paying? What would be if this minimum? We should target as well minimum or average amount or the maximum of the range. That is based, of course, on your experience. Be clear. You can really state the sum. Of course, it's very nice when you put it that my ideal salary based on my experience is, let's say, 2,000 euros. Or I see you have the range from 2,000 to 4,000. And based of my experiences, I'm already with 6 years of experience in the relevant job, I would consider the sum that is between the range. Yeah. And if you do not want to close the door, you can, especially if you're targeting the maximum, yeah, you can always mention that, of course, you are open to negotiation.
Okay, thank you very much. So also what I heard is do not underestimate yourself. Wherever you have, even, you would like to requalify, you would like to switch the job. Let's say now I see that we have one participant from this, she's a lawyer from Belarus with a Belarusian diploma. And for sure, I'm sure that you have a really nice experience. And perhaps you even want to, switch to some other job, and you're asking if it's possible to find some entry positions or non-qualified jobs in our landed job. So yes, for sure, because we have some highly qualified and also non-qualified positions during the landed job we will have present. And do not underestimate yourself, because for sure your skills by being a lawyer is not only about knowing the law, but it's also talking with all the customers, with the clients. It also can be management. It can be maybe some research. I don't know. So you also should decide on some skills and then apply them. So for sure we will have some entry positions, but I would also recommend you to go for something higher, to some medium, maybe for some senior positions. So do not underestimate yourself, and the things that you have experienced in some other country can be still enriching. Yes, please come to the event and try different things. And let's say we have Sitco, and it's a company really related to all the legal activities. So you can be, let's say, even like some specialist not related to law directly, but you will work in the field and you will be easily integrated because you have this lawyer experience. Yeah, that would be also my answer to this question, and I'm happy that you responded also Achula, so good to go. You're already learning the language, and I still would like because we have a bit of time, and I would like to make the best, all the usage of this workshop and ask a couple more questions. We just also talked about requalification as I started, and we had a great example with Stefano that you showed us, Carolina, right? Because as I was here listening, and he used to work first in art tech, and then he started, to do some changes in games and engineering. So it's like like really different fields. So this is also about the requalification, and I believe it's very relevant for those who came and ready for a fresh start. So maybe you got some advices about, some companies hiring people with different experiences and how to apply it. So perhaps you have something.
A lot of companies organize academies where they actually employ people without experience, and they train maybe for 3 months, sometimes for half a year. And if you really like that field, really you can stay with the company and get the job. In Lithuania, what's going on? It's a lot of the coding schools, you know. You can get a lot of training if you want to switch your career into software engineering and quality testing as well. That is very easy start um, for a person. For example, I remember one of the questions was provided, what to do if I'm introvert? You can really go to as a QA person or tester. That would be a perfect job that is in high demand, and it's easy to switch career for that. So both look for additional studies according to your needs, and for different academies that companies post and they employ without prior experience.
Yeah, it's really great advice, because I think that when you go to the employer, and even maybe you can ask about the academy, maybe the employer does not present it to you, but you can ask directly and find out. Maybe also ask about some internships, because or even ask, can I do an unpaid internship? And you will see how I learn, and you will see me in practice. Still while you're looking for a job, yes, you're not getting paid, but you're getting some experiences and possibility to get employed. So I would say that is another thing to ask direct questions. I'm actually leading with this to our next follow-up questions on the topic, is that you mentioned, Carolina, that I even wrote it down, this, what have you said it? So job interviews must be stressful, and it's normal if you're genuinely interested in the position. So maybe let's talk about stress, about all the stress during like interviewing and like sweating, and being dehydrated. It is normal, right? And I think it's normal to ask any direct questions. It's an experience.
Yeah. So I think I have made, I don't know, hundreds, if not thousands, interviews. And it's very seldom when the candidate has no stress at all. Usually candidates experience, and this is something you expect. So it's absolutely normal. And yeah, so, but what was the second part of your question?
Yeah, so asking direct questions, because but like say asking directly about the salary, or telling about your concerns, because when you're stressful, let's say, you can just tell different things, right? So you can ask some awkward questions. So just out of the psychology of recruitment process, I believe it's normal, right? So how do you think?
So this is why I think I talked a lot about the preparation. Write down the questions, write down even your skills, what you want to mention. Uh, Take this notebook with you to the interview. And it's very common when the candidates say, just give me a moment. I was preparing the questions. Let me look at my list. This always, I would say, makes a even more positive experience that the person was really preparing and is taking that seriously. And of course, for you, it's easier because it takes your stress down. You know that you won't forget anything that you are interested in or wanted to ask. As well, you can make notes during the interview process because it's sometimes person mentions something you want to maybe follow up later.
Yes, we do prepare some papers and pens for the event because we think that it is important to have some notes. And I also would like to use the opportunity to still mention the event, the upcoming event, the job. And as we touched the topic of preparation, you will get tomorrow also a package with all the companies listed together, because now we've been revealing them one by one in our social media. So thank you very much for those who follows and already know all the companies. We will send also all the package information, and you will also be able to use it during the event. So for sure, please prepare something. But as well, we have a digital book that you will get, let's say, a name of a company, some introductions that companies send us to present to you, and then also the languages they would like, to have as for employees, and also the QR code and with all the open positions. And they will also have also the QR codes with open positions. So for you not to forget, but still, I would ask you to prepare, to work on your CV, and spend the next couple of days as well productively, because the preparation I see is the key, and being a detective would be also a rule for us. That was my closing remarks, to be honest, because I believe that we covered many things, and now we'll be getting in our chat on the thank you and some closing, let's say, comments. And thank you for the presentation. That is another comment to our amazing speaker today. And I believe that you can for sure follow up us with some questions if you may have those. You can use International House Vilnius general email. You can find it on our as well our website in our contacts. And I wish you good luck. See you in a couple of days. I believe, Carolina, you will also come to the event, so you will know some familiar faces. Please do not stress, and remember that everything will be fine.
Thank you. Thank you all. And of course, see you in Lithuania.